Good morning. I'm happy to see you, and it's autumn, and we're heading towards winter. So this is a time of transition, and I'm just going to um, invite us to do some stretches this morning, and just get in the mood for yoga. I'm just stretching my arms out and up, and then I'm pressing with my hands out to the side here. And then I'm stretching my arms out and up. And then I'm pressing into my hands, stretching out and up, and pressing into my hands. And now I'm going to do just some twists. I'm just cross-legged. You can sit however you like, but I'm just putting my hand on my knee and turning myself around in a twist and looking towards the back of the room. And then I'm turning this way, looking towards the back of the room, and thinking about transition and how it is at the beginning of our class. Everything is so difficult. Sometimes it's difficult to find our way to our mat. Sometimes it's difficult to settle into it. And sometimes it's difficult at the beginning because we're creaky and we're stiff. Okay, now we're going to come back. Good. And we'll come onto our hands and knees now and do some cat and cow and some, I think this is the tango cat and cow we're going to do. So we're stretching our hands out, our fingers out, and we're feeling the suction cup of the center of our palm. We're turning our elbows out, and we're feeling our body just wiggle a little bit just to get in the groove. We're going to come up into cat. It's almost Halloween in this month, and then we're going to come down into cow, and then we're coming up and down, and we're exhaling as we come up and inhaling with our open chest. And now we're just going to rotate our chest around in a circle. And we can go forward one way, and then we can go back, and then we can go one way, and then we can go back. So it's up and then down and rotating up, and then down and rotating up, and then down. Good. And we're going to come back into child's pose, stretching our arms out straight in front of us and feeling that wonderful stretch on either side. We can really stretch on the right hand out, and then we can really stretch on the left hand out. And on the right hand, we can really stretch, and on the left. And then we're going to walk our hands over to the right and stretch the left hand out. And then we're going to walk over to the left, and we're going to stretch the left hand out. And good. And now we're going to come back to center and just fold our hands behind us and just rest here for a moment with our forehead on the floor. Good. We can come up again, and we'll do some Dandasana. I've buried all of my yoga stuff behind here, thinking this was a good thing. I could find it easily, and as it is, it's good. I can find it quite easily. Good. So you may need a block. You may need a bit of a bolster or something to sit on, or a blanket, depending on your body. And here with this, I'm just going to use it around my foot here and sit at the back of the mat and stretch my foot out and put my other foot in and sit in Dandasana. And I'm focusing here on clarifying my thoughts and feeling the staff pose, a sense of strength. And I'm pressing into my heels, feeling the energy rise up in the tip of my head, my crown chakra, from the base of my spine, my sitting bones on the floor. And I'm really pressing into my heels here and into the toe pads so that I'm drawing my toes back. And now I'm going to fold over into this rounded pose. You can hold on to your ankles or your shins, or keep holding on to your strap, or you can hold on to your feet. And I'm holding on just to the outside of my feet to keep my toes going up. And I'm a bit stiff today, so I'm just settling into here and holding it for just a few moments. We're doing a kind of slow flow yin practice. So we'll start off with the yin long holds. And I'll just leave you in silence for a few minutes. So the object of this is really to keep your chest moving towards your knees. So you're actually moving forward as you go down. And you just let your head drop. And now we can come up, just roll up, and we'll get into this sort of seated tree pose. Bring our right leg in, and we twist ever so slightly towards the left, and then we just allow ourselves with a straight back to go down a certain amount, whatever is possible. You can hold onto your foot, or you can hold onto your strap with your arm. You can use your elbow to help you lengthen towards that foot even more. And then you can fold over and just let yourself be suspended over that leg. And all the time you're inhaling and you're exhaling, you're using this as an opportunity to regulate your breathing. And if you have pressing things on your mind, you might just focus on your breath. And you can say so as you inhale and hum, I am. So inhaling and exhaling, hum. And now you can roll yourself up and extend the opposite leg out and bring that foot in to your inner thigh here. Once again, you can be sitting on a height, which will allow you a little bit more of a an opportunity to move forward. You put your strap around your foot and hold it with both hands, or you can hold it with the opposite hand and use the other hand to press into the floor, give you a little bit of balance as you move forward. You're turning towards that extended foot. And now you can just drop your head and roll over that leg. You can hold on to the outside of that foot, or you could hold on to it with both hands. Once again, we're inhaling and exhaling. So inhale and exhale. So and you're focusing on this particular moment that we're sharing together in this awkward position, breathing. I am. So and now you can roll up and let's put our feet together. And this is Indian yoga. This is butterfly pose. You can use your, you can rock your legs. You can use your elbows as a little bit of a pressure, not too much, to give yourself a little bit more opening. You can work on opening your feet, and you can separate your toes as you're sitting here thinking about your feet. And you can really extend. You can hold on to your shins and really use that to stretch up, stretch your crown chakra up to the ceiling. And once again, you can just fold over your feet and allow your breath to help you open your groins and feel yourself settling into the posture. Okay, you can roll up and bring your feet together. You can extend your legs out. I'm just going to give them a little bit of chop and shake them out a bit. I'm twisting my ankles around and I'm going to twist my wrists around. I'm going to stretch them out again, make a big fist and scrunch up my toes, and then I'm going to stretch them out. And I'm going to the same thing over and over. And we're going to just flick our hands like this. And you can fold your fingers around your thumb and then flick them open. Good. Very good. Okay, good. And I'm raising my hands up above my head. And then I'm going to come down over top of my feet and hold on to my feet. And you may feel that it's much easier to do this now. And I'm going to clasp my hands behind my back and just raise my arms up as I come up. Open my shoulders out. Good. Now, okay, we're going to come up to our feet. And okay. Now, I'm not sure how this is going to work in this little space that I have here. I think it'll be fine, except it's chopping off my head here. There we go. Okay, so here we are. I'll show you, this is my daughter's origami up here, which is very nice. She did that when she was a child at the very tip top of this window. I love this ingle nook. It's the nicest part of my old house. It's falling down. Okay, so we're just going to, oops. There. So we're just going to lift our arms up and then come down. And then we're going to lift our arms up and then come down. And we're going to do that one more time. You can lift up and then come down. All right. Good. Up and down. There. All right. And then we're going to fold all the way over and take our right leg back, knee to the ground. Inhale up, and then left leg back, knee to the ground, and then chaturanga or knees, chest, chin, and we're pushing ourselves up, and then down on our feet. Okay, and we're going to come forward again into plank. We're going to just rest here for a moment, inhaling and exhaling, getting a little bit of strength this morning. And then we're going to push back into downward dog, and we can stand on our tiptoes and stretch our feet out, bend our knees, and then press into our sitting bones that are moving up and press our feet down. And we'll do that one more time. We're going to press into our toes, bend our knees, and then we're going to lift our hips up, straighten our knees, and then lower our heels. One more time. Onto our tiptoes, bend our knees, stretch our hips up, and straighten our knees, and then lower our heels. All the time we're doing this, we're thinking about our shoulders. We're rotating our upper arms and shoulders out. We're feeling the shoulder blades descend down the spine, down the back, so the back of your back on opposite sides of your spine. And while we're doing that, we're actually imagining that our lower arm is rotating in. So our upper arm and shoulders rotating out and our lower arms rotating in, because we're trying to maintain all of the finger pads on the ground. And we're pressing into our hands and pressing our thighs back to straighten our legs. So this is a very active pose, the downward dog. And we're breathing evenly here, inhaling and exhaling, and really pressing into our hands, pressing into our feet, and straightening our legs, pressing our thighs back. Okay, now we're going to just raise our right leg up
and open it out. So we're bending our upper knee and opening it out. So our heel is almost touching our buttock, and we're pressing into both hands, trying to maintain balance in our upper body, in spite of the fact that we are locating one hip above the other. And now we're going to straighten that leg out, and then we're going to bring it down. We'll try that with the other side. We're straighten the other leg out and bend that knee, drop it towards the hip, and rotate your hip so that one is on top of the other. This is a bit of a twist, pressing into both hands, trying to imagine your shoulders on the same plane. Now we're going to stretch that leg out, and we're going to put it down. Okay, and we're going to just go into downward dog again. And then we're going to lift our right leg up and bring it forward between our hands and drop our left knee, raise our arms up again, and then press them out. Good. And then we're going to raise our arms up and press our hands out, stretching our wrist. And then we're going to lift them up and press our hands out one more time. We're going to put our hands on the ground and bring our left foot forward, folding over. We'll just rest here for a moment. You can hook your hands in the creases of your elbow and just let your head hang down. And now let's open our arms up and greet the day. Inhaling and then exhaling, standing in Tadasana. And Tadasana, of course, is a very active pose as well. We can hold on to our body by just being very integrated in this pose. We can tuck our tailbone down. I tend to have a little bit of a curvature of my lower spine, so I always have to remember to tuck my tailbone down a bit. Just drop it down and press into your toes. You can open your chest up and drop your hands down. Okay, now we're going to do Tadasana a little more actively. So we'll start at the front of the mat. Maybe I'll try it this way and see if I can do it this way. Okay, so we're going to just open your arms up, look up, exhale. And then our left foot goes back, dropping the left knee, and up we go, looking up. And then we're going to bring our right leg back and come down, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga, and then look up in either a cobra or an upward dog. Then turn your toes under and just press into your hands, press into your feet. Lift your left leg up and bring it forward. Drop your right leg down and then lift up, look up. And bring your back leg forward, folding over. This time we'll come halfway up. And then we will drop down to forward fold. Inhale all the way up and then down. Okay, we'll try the right leg this time. Inhale up, exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale. Inhale, right leg back and down, knee down.
Inhale, look up. And then left leg back, plank. We'll hold here for 3 breaths. Inhale. 2. 3. And then exhale down. And back into Chodron, into upward dog or cobra. And back into downward dog. We'll stay here for 5 breaths. Inhale. So hum. Inhale, 2. Inhale, 3. 4. 5. Good. Now I think we'll just, from here, we're going to lift our right leg up and we're going to bend that knee and we're going to actually see if we can drop it over to the outside of our mat and lift our right arm. So my right arm's going up and my right arm is going back. So I'm pressing into my left hand and the outer edge of my left foot and my right foot. And now I'm going to replace my hand on the ground, lift my leg up, and then bring it down. We'll try that on the other side. This is a wild thing, rather spontaneous, but there you go. So I'm going to lift my left leg up, and I'm going to turn my body and drop it down while I am lifting my right arm up. And over my head, I'm pressing into my outer right foot and opening up the front body. Now I'm dropping my arm down, lifting that leg up, and then bringing it down. Coming back into downward dog. I'm pedaling my feet out, give myself a little stretch. And now I'm going to lift my left leg up and bring it forward, dropping my right knee down, opening up, greeting the day, inhaling and exhaling here. And bringing my rear back leg forward and just allowing myself to suspend myself in a forward fold. You can put your fingers underneath your toes if you can, or just hold on to your ankles and help yourself move a little bit forward and down. Inhale, coming up and looking up, and then exhaling with your hands down. Good. All right. It's getting warm. All righty. So we'll just start to work on tree. I think this is an excellent spot for tree because I've got many places to hang on. So we're just going to stand with our feet together and lift our left leg up and open it out to the side, open it out to the back, the front, side, back, front, side, back, front, side, back. And then let's lift that foot up. Use your hand and place it on the inner thigh. There we go. And You can balance here and put your hand in prayer position, or you can raise your arms up. Oops. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling, oops, and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. And now you can bring your arms down and you can raise your knee to the front and then drop it down. Stand in Tadasana. Okay, so now we're going to try the other side. We're lifting our right knee up and we're just opening it out into the back, up and out to the back, up and out to the back. And then we're going to place it on our inner thigh. So we're feeling the pressure of our thigh against our foot. So we're pressing in with this thigh, pressing in with that foot, and trying to maintain some kind of balance. And you can stand in prayer position, or you can raise your arms up. I'm very loosey-goosey on this side because I have a very bad ankle, so I'm always just wobbling here. Oops. So you maintain your, I see Linda is very precise in her tree, standing there. All right. And now we're going to come down. Good. Okay. Let's do eagle. We'll do another balance pose because we can. And I'm just going to stand on now I'm going to get my block because I find it helpful. And I'm putting my block on the outside of my left foot. And I'm going to sit in chair position here. And then I'm going to lift up and lift my right leg over top of my right. I'm going to place it on the block. You can wrap it around your leg if you like. And then I'm going to descend down. And if my right leg is on top, then my right arm is going to be on the bottom. So I'm wrapping my arms around and clasping my hands. Now, this is not the most excellent eagle arm, but it's not too bad. And I'm just pressing my arms up and pressing my hands out to give my shoulders a really good extension as I've bent my legs and I'm in this kind of odd position here. And I'm inhaling and exhaling, inhaling and exhaling. And now I'm going to come up, open up my arms, open up my legs, and stand tall. I'm going to place the block on the other side of my foot. And inhale my arms up. And I'm going to then lower them down. I'm going to lift my left leg up, wrap it around my right leg, and let it sit on the block. I'm settling down. My left leg is on top, so I'm extending my arms out. My left arm is going underneath, and I am holding the pose here. Holding my pose. And holding the pose is sometimes all we've got, I find. Holding the pose, it's what matters. Being able to hold the pose. Now we're extending our arms up again and standing tall in Tadasana. really feel you can move your body weight around a little and find yourself in the kind of center of gravity in your body. And at this point, you should feel a bit loosened up. We can do some neck stretches here a little bit. We can drop our right ear to our right shoulder, our left ear to our left shoulder, and then back to the right and back to the left. We can drop our head to the front and look up. Drop our head to the back, head to the front, and look up. Head to the front and look up. And now we can drop our head onto the diagonal. So look up sort of to the diagonal, the corner of the room, and then you can just put your hand on your head and just let the weight of your hand help you open up your neck a little bit. But you're not really pulling. It's not anything radical. It's just a tiny bit of weight here. And now I'm going to turn my head the other way and look up with my neck open and on the diagonal. And then I'm going to put my hand on my head again and just rest it there for a moment, feeling a slight stretch, but it helps us really open up our neck a bit. Good. And now if your neck is in good shape, I wouldn't do this if it isn't, but you can just rotate it around at this point and look to the left and rotate it through the bottom arc and look to the right and rotate it around and look to the left and to the right. Good. Okay. Now we're going to move into a few standing postures. We'll start with pyramid. Our hips are facing the front of the short end of our mat. We're standing tall. We're taking in this case, I'm taking my left leg back about 3 feet, back foot on the diagonal, front foot facing forward, hips facing the front of the mat. And I am just going to twist here, not twist, sorry, just extend my torso over top of my front leg as straight as it can be. And my head and neck should be in the line with the spine, part of that axial elongation that's happening here. And now I'm going to drop my hands down and just allow myself to fall over my front leg. And I'm pressing into my back foot, especially the outer edge of my back foot, and I am working to maintain the straightness of my knees and legs. And here I am just breathing here. I'm drawing the front hip back. I can even put my thumb in that crease, that hip crease of the front leg, and pull my front leg back to give my upper leg the sense that this is an external rotation. I'm rotating out and the hip is moving back. All right, now I'm just leaving my right leg is forward and the opposite hand is on the ground, and I'm going to do a revolved triangle here. You can use a block here, give yourself a little more height, or you can come up on your fingertips. And we're going to just extend that upper arm up, and the palm should be facing the back wall. And we're rotating here and breathing, working to maintain our breath. And we're looking up. Now we're going to rotate back like a big windmill and come up and turn our feet to the other side. Now on this side, I am going to use a block because I'm not very symmetrical, as most of our bodies aren't. So I'm putting the block just beside the front foot. Once again, my hips are facing the short end of the mat. My back leg is straight, my front leg is straight. I have my fingers in my hip creases, and I'm just extending over this front leg. And I'm going to drop down over top of that leg, and you can just let your body arc over it. And you can use your hands on blocks here if you like, or you can let yourself fall, free fall. And once again, I'm rotating that front leg, external rotation. There's a lot of stretch here. And I'm going to put my hand on that block and rotate, revolve into a revolved triangle. And my practice today is very creaky. So I'm very shaky and wiggly, and that's just part of it. And press into that block. Feel your shoulder, your upper shoulder open out, and your torso turn towards the back of the room as you breathe. And now I'm going to windmill my arms back to the front of the room and lower them down. I'm standing in Tadasana again just to get centered. My hips are feeling quite wiggly, and I can just shake my body for the virtue of the adrenal glands or whatever part of the body you think is benefited by this shaking and wiggling. Good. All right. Now we're going to do a few more standing postures, just the beautiful warrior pose here. We're opening our arms up and extending our legs out about 3 or 4 feet, a bit wider than the pyramid pose, and I'm turning the right leg out, and I'm just going to do a triangle here. So I'm extending out and dropping that arm down and looking up to the other arm, feeling the opening in my body here. And feeling myself basically settle into the posture. So I'm really feeling a lovely opening here. Now I'm going to come up. I'm going to do triangle to the other side. Extending out, the hips are moving back, and the back foot is on the diagonal, front foot is straight forward. I'm separating my toes up and lifting my arches just to give a little spark to my legs as I extend out and drop my arm down and lift my other arm up, looking up. And ideally, this space between the hip and the thigh bone, the hip bone and the lower rib should be extended the same length on both sides. So the object isn't necessarily to go further down, it's to maintain an opening in your torso. And you might find as you breathe into it that you do feel your torso extending out and drifting down a little bit further. Now we're going to come up and bring our legs in. This time we're going to do warrior 2. We're just going to bend the front knee as we turn it out and extend our arm out. And we're going to drop it down into extended side angle. And we'll just rest here for a moment, feeling the chest open up to the ceiling in the front of the room. And we're breathing here easily. And now we're going to come back into peaceful warrior and curve our arm over. And we'll just do a few of these flows here. There we go. And you can extend your lower arm down if you like further and use that to press your knee back. We're just going to rest here for a moment. And now we're going to come back, into that peaceful warrior, and then down one more time. And back, peaceful warrior, and exhaling one more time. And back and forward. All right, now we're just going to come up, straighten our leg, rotate our front foot, our left foot to the front of the mat. The back foot is on the diagonal, knees are straight, bend the front knee, and we'll just stay in warrior 2 for a moment. We can look to the front arm, and we can feel ourselves descending a little bit further. Once again, pressing back with our knee, keeping our knee moving back, and pressing into our back thigh to straighten up our knee. Now we're going to extend out and then drop our forearm down to our thigh and open that upper arm up so there's a lovely diagonal going from the outer edge of the back foot to the tip of your hand, and you're looking up. Good. And now we're going to go back into that peaceful warrior again with the front leg still bent, and back into extended side angle and peaceful warrior, extended side angle, and then peaceful warrior. We should be keeping our breath fairly regular here, although that's quite difficult. And now we're going to come back up. We can straighten our front leg and wiggle our legs in a bit, or wiggle them out, whatever you like. And we're going to put our hands, my hands are on my hip creases. I'm just tilting forward here and putting my arms on the floor as I feel my hamstrings stretching here. And you can bring your hands back between your legs with your elbows bent. In a better world, I would drop my head to the ground and move into a tripod headstand, but not today. So I'm pressing into the floor, gives me a little more leverage to press my sitting bones up. Now I'm going to walk my hands to my right knee, my right leg, and hold on to my ankles and draw myself down here onto my right leg. I'm going to walk my legs back towards my left and draw myself down towards my left leg. Once again, maintaining the pressure, pushing your thighs back, opening up your knees. And now I'm coming back to the center. I'm stretching my arms out in front of me and dropping my head between my upper arms here, and just pressing into my hands, pressing into my feet, and pressing my thighs back, and giving myself a really nice stretch here, opening all of the body up, and inhaling and exhaling as I do this. You can bend one knee if you like, and then straighten it, and then you can bend the other knee, and then straighten that, and then walk your hands in underneath you, and you can put your hands on your hips, or you can extend your arms out and come up, straight up, and open your arms out, and then wiggle your feet in as best you can. Good. Oh, once again, we'll stand in Tadasana and feel what a good practice has done to us. It's loosened me up, heated me up, set me up for a beautiful day. All right, I think what we'll do now is just go down onto our front and practice a few back bends. So here we are. And I've just got my forehead on the ground, and I am going to extend my arms out to the side. I can use my fingertips here and just tilt my head up and my upper torso, but pressing my pelvis into the ground and the fronts of my feet. And then I'm going to come down again. And once again, pressing feet up, my shoulders up, and then I'm going to come down to the ground. And this time I'm going to actually lift my leg up. I'm going to lift my right leg up, and I'm going to rotate it over and draw and try and touch the ground on the other side. And then I'm going to bring it back and set it down. And I'm going to, my left leg, I'm rotating it up, bending my leg and dropping it down. It's a kind of lower wild thing here. And then I'm going to bring it back. Good. Now, I'm going to put my hands underneath my shoulders and extend my my shoulders and upper back up. And then I'm going to drop it down. And I'm going to do it again. And then drop it down. I can feel all the muscles in my back strengthening in this posture. So we're going to do it one more time. Pressing up into a cobra and then coming down. Now we're going to extend our arms beside our torso, palms up. And we're going to lift our head up, our shoulders up, and our arms up. And then we can extend our feet as well up. So we're pressing into our pelvis, pressing into our pelvis, and then we're going to come down. All right, we're going to press back into child's pose. And once again, stretch our arms out. We'll remember what child's pose felt like at the beginning of the class. And we're going to feel the beauty of yoga, how it transforms our body and our mind. So I am in this moment, stretching my body. I am being here now. I am not tomorrow. I am not yesterday. I am in this very moment. And we can sit back. We'll do a little toe exercise here. We'll sit on our calves if we can, and with our toes turned under, and we'll sit up here for a moment. I don't know what this is called, but it's excruciating in a certain beautiful way. And we'll just feel the opening in our chest. You can drop your hands down and feel the axial elongation from the tip of your head down your neck bones, your spine, your sacrum, into your tailbone. And we're just opening our toes out, rejuvenating them, giving us more spring in our step. Okay, now we're just going to lean forward, turn our feet out, and we'll do a twist here. So I've got in this case, I've got my left leg, but you can have whatever leg you want curved under you, and the opposite one, in this case, it's my right knee is up, and I'm putting my right hand behind me to straighten myself up. I'm feeling the upward movement. I'm stretching my arm up, and then I am extending it and rotating towards that lifted knee. And I'm breathing here, inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. And I'm rotating around this way, and I'm going to give myself a little bit of a stretch up. I'm extending my legs out, shaking them out a bit, and then I'm lifting my left knee up, bending my right leg underneath me, and I'm pressing my left hand into the floor behind me and lifting up, and then lifting my arm up, rotating my arm so that it's pressing against my outer thigh. You can also hold on to your thigh, your leg, and your knee if you like, or you can use your arm like a stop sign here. And really feel that twist. Good. Now I'm coming back, stretching my legs out and just falling back into a bridge pose. So we've got our knees bent, and our hands are out by our sides, palms up. And we're going to I'm just going to windshield wipe my knees a bit, just to make sure my lower back is in good form. Now I'm pressing my feet into the floor, bringing my feet towards my bottom. And here you can hold on to the outside of your mat if you like, or you can extend your arms underneath you and clasp your hands. So we're just going to curl your tailbone up and lift up. And then I'm clasping my arms underneath me, pressing my pelvis up, pressing my thighs up, pressing my knees towards the opposite wall, and pressing my chest up. So the pressure here is into your feet and into your shoulders that have been rolled underneath your body. You shouldn't move your head, and you should try to really breathe, inhaling and exhaling. Inhale and exhale. And one last time, a big inhalation, press up, press up. And now we can extend our arms out and just roll ourselves down and hold on to our knees, roll our spines on the floor, rock back and forth. We can extend our hands between our knees, hold on to the outer edge of our feet, extend our bottom of our feet to the ceiling, and really press into our hands here and pull our legs down and press into our feet. Then you can wiggle around a bit here, give your back body a bit of a massage. Now we're going to put our feet on the ground, raise our right foot up, clasp either our shin or our thigh, and bring them into our front body. So this is a very nice opening in my case, my right outer back thigh and buttock. Now you're dropping your feet down and doing the same thing, your figure 4 with the left leg in front. And I am reaching through and holding on to my right shin and pulling my leg into my body. And I have both of my heels extended, and it's a very active pose, actually. And I'm holding and I'm breathing easily here. And I'm going to drop my feet down And I'm going to, you don't have to do this. You can just lift your hips up, shift them to the right, and you can just drop your knees to the left, or you can lift your right leg up and hook it over underneath your left and drop that down. It gives you a little extra twist here. And you can put your hand gently on your bent legs, bent knees, and turn and look towards the opposite hand. So this is a lovely twist. Once again, we're breathing easily. You can move your hand around if you like, and move it from one side to the other. This is a lovely shoulder opening. If it's painful, you can lift your hand off the floor. If it's cramped, you can just bend your elbow and really feel the opening in your shoulder. And we're going to put our feet down and center our hips one more time. And I'm just resting here for a moment. Now I'm lifting my hips up, shifting them to the left, lifting my left leg up, hooking it over my right, and dropping my knees towards the left, keeping both shoulders on the ground and looking towards, dropping my knees towards the right and looking towards the left. So we're in another beautiful twist. Once again, you can use your hand on your bent knees to give you a little added pressure. You shouldn't feel anything in your lower back at all. This should be a beautiful twist that simply opens your chest up to breathe, inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And now you can shift your legs back to the center. And I'm just going to extend my legs out and in a V formation, in a corpse pose, and my arms out in a V formation. And I'm going to simply roll my head from side to side, clench my fists and then let them go, lift my arms up and let them go, lift my legs up and let them go, and roll my hips from side to side and settle into final relaxation, which I will invite you to indulge in. You deserve it. That was a demanding practice. And you can just rest here for a few moments in silence. And I'll invite you to wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers, feel the joyfulness of the day that is about to begin or the day that's ended, the good sleep you might have if you're doing this at the end of the day. And you can shift your body a little, move onto your side, or you can stay where you are. If you move onto your side, you can bend your knees, and when you're ready, press your hands into the floor and sit up. I'm just going to read briefly from Start Where You Are, A Guide to Compassionate Living by Pema Chodron. No escape, no problem. This is from the first part of her book. We already have everything we need. There is no need for self-improvement. All these trips that we lay on ourselves, the heavy-duty fearing that we're bad and hoping that we're good, the identities that we so dearly cling to, the rage, the jealousy, the addictions of all kinds, never touch our basic wealth. They are like clouds that temporarily block the sun. But all the time, our warmth and brilliance are right here. This is who we really are. We are one blink of an eye away from being fully awake. Looking at ourselves this way is very different from our usual habit. From this perspective, we don't need to change. You can feel as wretched as you like, and you're still a good candidate for enlightenment. You can feel like the world's most hopeless basket case, but that feeling is your wealth, not something to be thrown out or improved upon. There's a richness to all of the smelly stuff that we so dislike and so little desire. The delightful things, what we love so dearly about ourselves, the places in which we feel some sense of pride or inspiration, these also are our wealth. And this is the beginning of a book on the Lojong practice, which is a practice of compassionate living. So I will leave you with that momentary inspiration and invite you to have a good day or a good sleep.